Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post, powered by Akash Global Advertising as well as the Serum Institute of India. I'm Mandira Lalvani. On the show this weekend, we have the highlights of the Invitation Cup weekend.
I think it's a great day, it's a great event. More important, I think, the fact that the Invitation Cup has come back to Calcutta and during my tenure here as governor, makes me feel particularly happy.
We get up close and personal with Mr. Kishore Dingra, a leading owner.
Like normal punters came with a friend. He brought me here twice. And the third day I was here half an hour before he was there.
Week looking ahead to the CN Warrior Cup. First up is the Invitation Weekend, which is held each year in the first weekend of March traditionally. As far as the centre is concerned, each of the racing centres in the country get their turn year after year. This year it was in Calcutta. And first let's have a look at the Stayers Cup and the Sprinters Cup. The 51st edition of the Indian Turf Invitation Cup weekend was hosted by the oldest turf club in India, the Royal Calcutta Turf Club. The racing fraternity was buzzing with excitement as the coronation of a new champion was on the horizon. Along with this, 3 other major champions would emerge in grueling tests of speed, class and stamina. The equine congregation at the RCTC was well represented with top horses from Mumbai, Bangalore and Hyderabad that set stables at the race centre. The hospitality extended by the RCTC went a long way in making it an enjoyable weekend for all those visiting the racecourse. Mr. Jagannath, member of the managing committee of the Bangalore Turf Club in particular, was expressive in appreciation.
I feel I like Calcutta Race Club Centre as most valuable, and the property wise also, and the race course also, the look at the paddock and look at the horse stables and all. I feel definitely it is too good. It is too good. One of the top race course. You cannot compare this race course to any other centers in the world.
It was action time, and first up was the test of stamina. 9 were in the fray to showcase their might. The Mumbai Challengers' Native Night and Astapi garnered most support in the betting ring. The start was sedate, but the finish was exhilarating as jockey Dashrath Singh romped home to a facile victory.
And they're away in racing for the Stayers Cup 2013. And they're out at an absolute crawl. No pace at all in the race as they come towards the winning post for the first time. This is like a little bit of a morning hack canter. It's Camorra on the inside, the leader there by default, just a shade ahead of Star Marquee. Then there's Vijay Champ up on the outside, Drop of Honey just behind them, Spark of Silver, Native Night. Behind Native Night is the other Bombay challenger, Astapi, and then come the Khaitan Duo, Abriella and Unleashed, a close last. But they've got about 600 to run in the Stayers Cup here in 2013. Vijay's Champ on the inside, Camorra coming up back on the outside. Then there's Star Marquee, followed there by Drop of Honey, and then comes Native Night. The field suddenly closing up with Camorra resting it back by about 1.5 lengths from Star Marquee, and the one beginning to warm up on the outside is Native Night. It's Camorra now from Native Night up on the outside, but Camorra still has a lead of a length, and here comes Native Night with his run on the outside, and it's going to be all Native Night from Bombay. Native Night wins the Stayers here from Camorra in second, then came Astapi and Drop of Honey.
This is my first Group 1 after 30 years. I've struggled to win a race for Group 1. I've placed but never won. This is my greatest moment of my life. I'm in tears.
I'm overwhelmed, no. Just have to thank God. Allah ka shukar hai, that's all.
The OSA Star Sprinters Cup had 14 speedy customers lining up to earn the Champion Sprinters title. Neffin, Bullseye and Speed 6 were the top contenders. Neffin's success was baffling as he got off to a slow start, losing crucial ground at the gates. Most would have given up, but Jimmy Fortune goaded his mount and Neffin responded by giving him a cracking ride.
With Shivalik Stars on the inside, or in the center there's Cliff Springer, on the outside is River Star who comes and takes it up. So it's River Star the leader by about a length in front of Cliff Springer's in second place. On the outside is Speed 6. Not too far behind Speed 6 there's Crown Rule, then comes Shivalik Star. Round the turn and into the straight, with about 400 more to run here for the Oasis Star Sprinters Cup. River Star comes in on first, is about a length in front of Speed 6 is on the outside. On the inside there's Bullseye, and it's going to be Speed 6 on the outside, is about a length in front of River Star. On the inside comes Neffin, then comes Koinovish, but Speed 6 is about a length in front of Neffin, fighting back on the inside. It's a Neffin from Speed 6 locked together. I leave it with a judge, then came Koinovish. Sunday.
Well, he fell out of the gates, he stood in the gates, didn't jump at all, but they went very quick, so it probably worked to his advantage. No, he's got a good turn of foot, he finished well, and I was lucky to get there.
We thought he was out of the race because he lost 4 lengths at the start, but Jimmy Fortune rode an incredible race on him, and we're just thrilled about this. You know, I must say I have to thank Bazin, because Bazin's brought him back from problems after problems. He's probably the best trainer I ever know, you know. So and I'm so happy. I told my wife I think we've lost the race, and I actually went to sleep, you know, literally like he did at the gates. He woke you up? Oh, he woke me up at the end. Honestly, he's a champion horse. He's a great horse. It's something you can't express in words. You know, you have to experience that to understand what it's all about. But it's for me it's a first win ever in the sprinters, and enjoying it, and I'll enjoy it for a long time after this. Thank you so much.
Don't go with my husband to every race, but this is special because I think racing in his family and they all have won big trophies. So this time I came with him because one, he wanted me to, and I heard Neffin was a gorgeous horse. I'm glad it won. Oh my God, because I don't follow as well as him, and he said it's gone, it's gone. And then he started shouting Neffin, Neffin, and of course I know the colours, these are his grandfather's colours. So I followed that. Fantastic win.
I've always had a lot of faith in this horse, even though he hasn't got the best of legs. I think he's a very good horse and he runs his heart out. He's honest.
Time now for a quick break here on the Winning Post, but when we return, we'll catch up with Mr. Kishore Dingra. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Thank you for staying with us. The Sprinters Cup is the pinnacle of horse racing for sprinters from all across the country. This year, 2013, was won by a horse called Neffin. However, last year and the year before that was won by a spectacular horse called Attila. He was owned by none other than the title sponsor of the Winning Post, Mr. Kishore Dingra, who is with me in conversation this afternoon. Very, very welcome to the Winning Post, Mr. Dingra. Let's start by talking about Attila.
Thanks, Mandira. Attila really has been a very lucky horse for us. We got it very cheap from Mr. Madhur Bajaj. Initially it was not performing well, but the day we brought it, it really started performing, and two Sprinters Cup in a row. We are unlucky not to run him this year because Pacey felt he has lost his heart to gallop. Otherwise, maybe we would have got a hat-trick this year.
But even 2 in a row is very, very credible indeed. Do you think Attila is the best horse you've had till now?
100%. He is the best horse we have had.
And from your current crop, who would you say is quite special?
Super Satin, Jewel of the Hill. I have brought one from Hazara Stud. We haven't named him. It's with Pacey, strategic prince out of Chateau Palace.
Okay, so explain to me how all this began for you. The racing part first. How did you come into racing?
Like normal punters came with a friend. He brought me here twice, and the third day I was here half an hour before he was there.
Really? When was this?
This was somewhere around 1995.
And you haven't left the race course?
No one leaves.
No one?
No one leaves.
Okay, what has your experience been like? What are the highs that you've had? Which are some lows that you've had?
In racing, every day is a new day. You see a race, you bet on the horse, it loses, you mourn for half a minute and then be prepared for the other race.
How did this whole ownership come about? How did you think of becoming an owner, and how's that journey been?
One of my friend, he's told there's an auction sale going on in Pune, so let's go and meet Mr. Narendra Lagat. And being a punter, I used to see all these trainers. I used to feel, all punters feel they are celebrities. We used to watch them every day. So I said, I don't want to miss that opportunity. And I went and met Mr. Lagat. So the auction sale was going on. And he told me there's a good horse called Showstopper in the ring to be sold. And 2 running horses, Aloha Mora, which is my first horse. So I brought them then and there. And then there was no looking back.
You're speaking about Narendra Lagat. Incidentally, we're sitting at his table now. He was a celebrity for you to start with. Now he's, I'm sure, become a friend.
Yeah, now all trainers have become friends.
What about your work? Apart from, I mean, this of course is recreational and this is a lot of fun and you're lucky enough that you can indulge in this as a hobby and a sport. But from the work aspect, what do you do in your day-to-day life?
I have hoarding business in the name of my son Akash Global Advertising. Then we are into construction.
And when the racing season is not on or when there's no racing activity involved for you, how do you spend your time off? What do you do? How do you unwind? How do you chill? How do you?
That is the time I take my family for a holiday.
Really?
I take my family for a holiday only when there's no racing.
So which is your favorite holiday spot?
Goa.
And do you gamble in Goa? Do you go to Casino Royale?
Yeah, I do.
So basically, gambling is your main hobby?
No. Casino, only if I go to Goa. I don't play cards. I bet on horses.
And on a day-to-day, do you watch movies? Do you read books? What are your other hobbies? What are your other interests?
No, except racing, nothing.
Really?
Except racing, nothing.
So then have you made a good and a solid group of friends in the racing world?
Yeah. Racing is such an industry or hobby, you say. Till you don't speak to all trainers, all friends. In the evening I come to the stables regularly. All owners come and we have a wonderful time.
As far as the technicalities of racing are concerned, whether it's studying track work, whether it's studying form, whether it's comparing a horse's performance to previous performances or to other horses, these are nuances that take quite a few years to really understand.
Definitely.
So how has that been for you? Was it easy to understand? What was some of the learning?
Till I was punting, it was, but since I owned horses, sitting in the stable in the evening with experienced owners and discussing full day about racing, so naturally you get a good knowledge of it.
Right, I mean, that's also crucial for punting, isn't it?
100%.
So now you've been on both sides of the fence.
See, more than punting, it's leading the horse which matters. Punting, you don't have to be an owner to punt. And telling you frankly, if I've ever lost, I've been very lucky in punting, but I lose money on my own horses. Because you tend to get blinkers when your horse is running. You don't see any other horse.
Very true. You were talking about the feeling of leading in a horse. Take me through it. I've never led in a horse. Tell me how it feels.
See, when Attila won the first time, I was like in coma. Just no reaction. It was unbelievable. Second time, when it won in Bangalore, I was much prepared for it. I thought it has a chance. It's all about leading a horse. This thing you cannot explain. Your husband would be able to tell you better because He's led in many more horses than me.
Okay, so clearly you've discussed a lot of the highlights of your racing world, whether it was Attila, whether it's been being an owner, discussing the various aspects of the sport with other professionals. With every high, there's also a low, sometimes with the other. Have you had any such low?
Yeah, this very season, I've just led in one winner. This is the worst season I've ever had. In Pune last, I led in 16 winners. This full season, in spite of having best horses, I've just led one winner. Something is not going through.
Are you superstitious?
There's superstitions like anyone says before the race, advance pay congratulations, you're going to win it. I feel my horse is not going to be there.
Okay, we've spoken about the punting aspect, you being an owner. Let's not forget that you're also a sponsor. You've given so much back to the sport by way of being a sponsor.
Yeah, I have sponsored races in the name of Jaspal Enterprises Million, which is our event management company. We sponsored a race in Pune, we got Amisha Patel. We sponsored a race in Bombay, we got Karishma Kapoor, Dharmendra. Every year, this year we haven't sponsored, every year get a celebrity. Every year we have given cars as first prize for the punter nominates 1, 2, 3, 4. So every year we have done that.
And of course, the fact that you are associated with our program, the winning poster, shows that you're very intricately involved with the sport of horse racing, that you're contributing in this facet as well, because let's not forget, this is the only show on equestrian sports in the country and has been for the past 12 years.
It's not the question of sponsoring or giving it back for racing. Winning Post is the only program which shows horse racing, which shows professionals of leading professionals, trainers, and since I'm fully into racing now, sponsoring it just makes it right.
Well, thank you very much, Kishore, and I can tell you on behalf of the entire team that we really value your contribution and your sponsorship and your involvement in our show. Well, we're going to take a little break here at this point, but we'll return with the highlights of the Invitation Cup as well as the Super Mile. Make sure you stay put. Welcome back to the Winning Post. We've already spoken about the Stayers Cup and the Sprinters Cup. Now it's time to speak about the Super Mile and the Invitation Cup. Day 2 of the Invitation Cup weekend had attracted an even larger crowd. The stands were bursting at the seams. It was to be a historic day as for the first time, the Invitation Cup had older horses in the fray. The new terms, designed on the lines of the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, a weight-for-age race, ensured a good representation with the likes of Toro Loco, Onassis and Ocean and Beyond, bolstering up the class and quality befitting the race for the proven champions. The major PK Mehra Super Mile was served as a tempting starter. A compact field of 8 faced the starter. As the last horse got in, the crowd got impatient to hail the new champion.
The gates and they're racing for the major PK Mehra Memorial Super Mile Cup Grade 1 to almost a level start for all the runners. But as they're settling down to race, and it's Aristos, the leader, by about a length in front. Arcturus has moved up to be in second, not too far behind this Ranthambore. Round the turn into the straight, Aristos comes in on first, about a length in front of Arcturus is down in the center. On the outside comes Ranthambore. On the outside of Ranthambore, the star is on the outside, but it's Arcturus from Ranthambore. It's Arcturus from Ranthambore, and Immense is the one flying on the outside, but it's Ranthambore from Arcturus. Ranthambore, Arcturus, Ranthambore locked together, but I think it's going to be Arcturus.
Both Ranthambore and Arcturus were in and out. For once, Jimmy Fortune found a match as Alfred got that little extra, always so important in making the difference between winning and losing.
He's always been my favorite horse. He's giving me my 1000th win. I've got his name tattooed on myself. He's a great horse. He's an amazing horse.
And with a horse like him, 8-year-old, he doesn't allow a horse to pass him. Amazing, he just will not allow. I was very confident actually after the Chase the Sun. He ran him half a length after giving it 10 kgs. That day I realized that in the invitation weekend he has a chance.
The advantage I had was that I was based in Calcutta, so I didn't really have to travel him and take him out. The last time I ran him over here was in the Governor's Cup, which was not very long ago, which was over a mile. I gave 10 kilos to Chase the Sun, who's been a decent classic horse in this centre, and lost by a neck to her. And I took a shot in this race.
The big moment had arrived and the horses were in the paddock, surrounded by a sea of humanity waiting to catch a glimpse of the 14 runners and their favourite jockeys. Toro Loco, An Acquired Taste and Windstream were among the leading fancies. Borsellino was out to an appalling start, losing considerable ground at the gates.
On settling down, and one of the first away, Supreme Star near the inside from Superstorm. Also up there is Onassis in the early stages. Out deeper, Maple Star is crossing over, and Angel Crown is also in search of a handy posse. Just in behind them is Toro Loco, takes up about sixth on the inside as they settle. Further back then on the inside, Tintinabulation as they race up now past the 2000 and steady before they come towards this first corner. Well back is Hemisphere, giving them a long start early, and Borsellino after that terrible start is absolute last. Going up now, Toro Loco to throw out a challenge, and also queuing up behind them at this point is Tintinabulation. But on the outside, Dandified had raced up to grab the lead now from Angel Crown. On the outside, poised on the outside, the Indian Derby winner, and starting to move up now, Superstorm for Jimmy Fortune. They're followed by Onassis on the outside now, launched as Ocean and Beyond. Back in the field too, battling away as Windstream, and right down the outside is Dandified. They race into the home straight now, and it's Ocean and Beyond on the outside has ranged up and grabbed the lead from Onassis, who's going with the leader. They're 4 lengths to Tintinabulation, battling on. Onassis fighting back on the inside, Ocean and Beyond, and Tintinabulation has swamped them and got up to win the Invitation Cup.
Tintinabulation thundered in with an awesome late bid to topple the seniors Ocean and Beyond and Onassis in an incredible finish. The man of the moment, jockey P.S. Chauhan, timed his run to perfection. The runner-up of the ever-ready Calcutta Derby had learned his lesson and was better prepared after his Hyderabad Derby triumph.
It's really nice. The moment and that post, it was really nice for me. The horse had done very well in Hyderabad, and we were quite confident that he will definitely do better in the end. But I think I had done a best timing in this distance by horse, so we were pretty confident.
I miss Mr. Pratap Chandra Reddy, late Pratap Chandra Reddy. He was the one day before he went into coma, he told me, Vittal, you are going to rule Indian racing. This horse, he always wanted to run the Indian Derby with this horse. He always had high hope on this horse. It's just unfortunate that I didn't have a horse to run in the Hyderabad Derby, and Vijay Kumar Gupta insisted that he comes to the Hyderabad Derby. Otherwise, he would have gone for the Indian Derby. But anyway, I'm happy he won the Hyderabad Derby, which he broke my jinx. Last 16 years of my career, I couldn't win a derby. He's made it and won the invitation. And I think after losing the invitation in Bombay with Red Orchid, I cried. Never in my life I cried, but that day I cried because of the jockeyship the horse lost. And today PS rode a tremendous ride. Well, he was fired in the paddock before the race. I think that's why he didn't move out of the inside, because last race he went too wide and I was shouting at him. So that's what he was telling me, sir, because I was shouting, I sat inside quietly today. Everything went well, sir. It's God's grace and supportive of my owners, I'm here.
First of all, I must congratulate my trainer and the owner of this horse and the total Hazara staff. Chauhan is very lucky, and this looks for me, for our stud. He picked up again, and today he was looking very good, yes.
Yeah, this is what I've been told. I still can't grasp the magnitude of it all, you know. I'm told by everyone what a great achievement this is, and it's something pretty unprecedented and maybe not repeatable, but it's to him. I wouldn't be able to describe it to you. All I can say is that we were very excited. We had too many horses. We couldn't make up our mind. We bet our money everywhere, but we are glad to win the race.
We will try to maintain it, and you know, it's very difficult to maintain this type of success. So God bless us. God bless us, and thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The presentation party comprised of the chairman of all the turf clubs. The guest of honour was His Excellency M.K. Narayan, the Honourable Governor of West Bengal, who happily gave away the trophies to the winning connections.
I was quite excited because I've been to the Invitation Cup in Chennai many years ago, and when I realized that we were going to have the Invitation Cup here in Calcutta this time, I asked the turf club authorities whether I would get an invitation, and I've got it, but I didn't know I was going to present the trophy. But I think it's a great event, and standing near me is Mr. Ramakrishnan, who took me for the first Invitation Cup that I had ever attended. I think it's a great day, it's a great event. More important, I think, the fact that the Invitation Cup has come back to Calcutta and during my tenure here as governor, makes me feel particularly happy.
It was a great weekend of racing, and the RCTC had played its role as perfect hosts to the team. The joy and thrill lived up to the expectations, and everyone returned with a bank of memories that would last a long time. Well, that's all we have time for this weekend on The Winning Post. Remember, you can catch all the highlights, all the tips on our YouTube channel. That's www.youtube.com/winningpostracing. You can also follow our resident expert, Mohit Lalwani, on Twitter to get race day tips. That's all we have for you. Until we see you the next time, may the horse be with you.